Alright, hello and welcome everybody back to the video. I'm your SimCFI, which means that I'm your flight instructor for any simulator purposes. If you have questions on Microsoft, B3D, DCS, please leave a comment down below, and I'll be sure to answer as best I can. In saying that, I also fly this aircraft in real life, the CRJ 900 series. If you have questions on the CRJ, you can leave a comment down below as well. I'll be sure to answer it. Today we'll be looking at a brighter topic outside the CRJ, and that's when you require to de-ice the aircraft on the ground, de-ice and anti-ice, or can you take off without having to go get a spray, as we say, go to the central de-ice facility. So, looking at the weather right now, if we go inside the flight deck, we got a TAT of 15. Okay, so looking at an aircraft here, we have a true air temperature of -6 and a saturated of -6. So it's pretty cold outside. But it's just cold outside. There's nothing else happening in this aircraft. There's no rain, there's no snow, there's no fog, there's no visible moisture that's going to adhere to the airplane and actually create icing. It's just cold with some high-level cloud. So I made this little cheat sheet, a little checklist for you to use that you can use for any airplane. It could be CRJ, any airliner, CRJ, Phoenix, whatever you want. It's a general guideline that should help you decide whether you need a de-ice or non-de-ice. Before I show you real quick, a good little example of how the icing works. If you go outside and it's -6, it's really cold, bright blue day, and you bring your iPhone outside, the phone isn't just going to freeze just because it's cold. It's not going to start building up ice. But if you go outside and it's lightly rains, like that mix of rain and snow, and it's cold, and it gets in your phone, it will start to ice. That will start to freeze, right? You need some sort of water vapor, some sort of moisture there to actually freeze. So let me go ahead and show you the tool. Okay, so I brought the checklist up, and it's just in a Word document. My plan is to make it a flowchart eventually, but for right now, it's in a document. I'll leave the checklist down below so you can see it as well. First of all, in blue, we have a bit of a description of visible moisture. So, rain, mist, snow, fog, anything you can see with your eyes that's currently falling on you or around you. And then conditions will be green text. So any conditions for each scenario will be green text, and we'll get to that in a second. So this is for on the ground if you require de-icing. So is de-ice required checklist. I got a preamble, just states that the clean aircraft concept, so no aircraft can depart with a contaminated critical surface. And I have a list of them coming up. This is meant for Microsoft Flight Simulator only, so don't use it for real world. And then at any point, if any flight crew member notices a contaminated wing or any sort of critical surface, you will have to go get sprayed. So. It lists the critical surfaces: wings, control surfaces, propellers, horizontal stabilizers, vertical stabilizers, and upper surface of the fuselage for aircraft with rear-mounted engines. And this is one of those cases, the CRJ. So de-ice checklist, this is the condition. Number 1, at the gate. So if you're at the gate, it's 0 degrees and below, and visible moisture is present. I'll add an is present. So that's not our case today. At the gate, 0 degrees or below, with no visible moisture present and no critical surface contaminated. So what this is meaning is, right now, this is our case. It's below 0, it's -6. There's no frost or ice adhering to any part of the critical surface of the aircraft. And there's no visible moisture other than the high clouds. If it's 500 feet or lower cloud, then maybe start considering it, but they're really high up there. So this would be our case. No de-ice is required, so you could just take off and you can just go without getting a spray. The last one is at the gate, ice frost observed on critical surfaces during a walk around and no visible moisture. So what this is trying to get at is, you got to the airplane, someone flew it through icing conditions and brought it down for you, and you find that there's a little bit of frost or ice adhering to the top or any critical surface, but it's not currently raining or snowing or fog or anything like that, just for the last flight. You will need to get de-iced, but you would just get type 1. So you would just get it, you would get type 1, which is orange fluid. It's de-icing fluid. It gets rid of any ice. Whereas I go to the top one here, If it's below 0 and it's currently raining, snowing, whatever, fog, you'd have to get type 1 to get rid of any ice that's formed, and type 4 to prevent any ice from forming. Type 1 is de-ice, type 4 is anti-ice. And if your rotate is below 100 knots, maybe in a Dash 8 Classic or something like that, or TBM or whatever, you'd have to get type 3 instead of type 4. So you guys feel free to use this checklist on every flight you do. If you're thinking, hey, do I need to de-ice? Just pull out the little checklist and say, you know, this is what conditions am I in. Is it cold? Yep. Is there visible moisture? And cold being 0 or below. Is there visible moisture? No. Is there any ice or contamination on any critical surface of the aircraft? No. No de-ice required. And that's our case today. So I hope you enjoyed this very short video, and I'll be sure to make more like these, of just these informational videos. And if you have any ideas for other checklists you might want or flow charts, please leave them down below as well, and I'll be sure to consider them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Join the Discord if you'd like to fly the CRJ.